Okay, so at this point we have major proportions are equal to each other or equivalent. We've solved them on a table and put them in a graph. Now we're going to write proportions. So you need to put this at the top of your notebook. Press pause on the video right now, Mrs. Boyd, if you could, until they are ready. When you see they all have it written at the top of their notebook, you can go ahead and press play again. Okay, so this is day one of writing proportions. So I want you to stay calm and think about it as day one. And if you don't get it, that's okay, because again, this is day one. So please copy this down into your notebook, word for word. Write the example and the words, and then we'll solve it together when you're ready. Okay, if you still are confused, it's okay. Again, this is day one. So press pause until they're ready and have it all written down. Every word needs to be written down in your notebook and look exactly like this slide right now. So a test is worth 50 points. Okay, so we have to read it carefully to figure out how to solve the proportion. The test score was 76%. How many points did the person score on the test? So we need to set up a proportion, meaning two fractions that are equal to each other. So we're going to have one fraction on one side and one fraction on the other. So a test is worth 50 points. We got to read that and figure out, okay, did I get 50 points on the test, or is that the total score? So it says the test is worth 50 points. How many points did the person score? So this must be the total score. So that's got to be the bottom number. It's 50. I don't know why that drew that line there. Sorry. I don't know if I can make it go away, so just ignore it. Oh, I did. Oh, and I made the number go away too. Shoot. Okay. So that's the total. We don't know what this number is yet, so we're just going to leave it blank. The score was a 76%. So that score is going to go up here. We don't know the number out of 50, but we know 76%. Percent is always out of 100. So 100 goes on the bottom. So percent 100 always goes on the bottom. Now we've got to figure out what the score was. So we've got to set up the proportion. So you can do this one of two ways. You can put a variable here or a question mark. So a question mark or an X. And you can do the shoelace method like we did before. So you could say 100 times question mark or X equals 50 times 76. So plug in 50 times 76 into your calculator and tell me what you get. You should get 3,800. So now we've got to figure out how many times does 100 go into 3,800. So you divide by 100. Our answer is 38. So I got a 38 out of 50. Another way you could do this is you set them equal. How many does it take to get from 50 to 100? Got to multiply by 2, meaning that we've got to figure out what 2 times what equals 76. So we got to take 76 divided by 2, and that's 38. So 38 is our answer. And go ahead and get this copied down. When you're ready, we can go ahead and proceed. So you can press pause. All right, copy down this next example exactly like it is on here. When you're ready, go ahead and have the sub press play. All right, so we've got two proportions here. We've got miles per gallon, so we want to figure out how many miles per gallon. So we've got 104 over 4 equals 78 over G. Because we don't know what this one is, we just put a letter in its place. So I like the shoelace method for this that you guys talked about earlier. I'm going to take 104 times G. So I need to figure out what times 104 is going to equal my other one. And then I take 78 times 4. I get 312 over here. So now I just take 312 divided by 104. and I get 3 as my answer when I plug it into my calculator. So on 104 miles, it takes me 4 gallons, and 78 miles, it takes me 3 gallons. Go ahead and get that put on your paper. When you're ready, press play. All right, copy down example 3 into your notebook. Press pause for now. When they're ready, you can go ahead and move on. All right, we do the same thing for these ones. So sometimes they'll just give us 2 proportions. We won't have to figure out what they are, and we just figure out how they're equal. So 5 times n is 5n. 8 times 15 is 120. So we got to figure out what do we multiply by 5 to get to 120. So we can divide 120 by 5, and it'll tell us what we have to multiply 5 by to get to 120. So plug that into your calculator. You should get 24. And that makes sense because 8 over 5 is an improper fraction and 24 over 15 is an improper fraction, so that would work. Go ahead and press pause until they're ready. Hit play when you think they all have it written down, all the work and the problem. All right, example 4. So get this copied down into your notebook, and then we will solve it together. Press play when you're ready. All right, so the zoo has 330 animals. So that's how many animals we have total. The ratio of zebras to all animals is 3 to 11. So all animals. Zebras, we don't know how many actual zebras. So this is the proportion written right here. Now for this one, we've got to solve the proportion. So 330, we're going to say this is z. 3 over 11, we multiply 330 times 3. We get 990, and we divide that by 11 because that's the one that's by itself. And we get, raise your hand when you know, you can pause the video so that they can make a guess. Press play when you're ready. 90 zebras. If you got 90, you did it correct. Woohoo! All right, today, here are your priorities in order. I should hear that you're working on math the entire time. If I hear otherwise, there will be consequences. So please make sure you are working on math the entire time. So your first priority is to work on Rap J page 98. You put this in your 8-pocket folder. When you're finished, make sure you ask questions if you get stuck. If you don't finish it, it is homework. Priority number 2 is working on your purple baking packet or station work. The pink packet or the Starbucks sheet are due tomorrow. Those are the only station work due tomorrow. So pink packet, Starbucks sheet. Baking packet will not be due until December 11th. But I can't guarantee you'll get any more class time to work on it. So know that that's due then. These 2 are due tomorrow. Oh, no. All right, if you finish those things, both those things are done, and you've turned in all your station work, including your baking packet, you can see the teacher for another assignment to work on. This is not homework, but you want to hold on to it because we will work on it later. So there are multiple assignments you can work on today. At all times, you should be doing math. If you are not doing math and I hear about it, we will have grave consequences tomorrow. If I hear that you had time to work on it and you didn't ask questions, you will also have consequences tomorrow. So make sure you ask questions. You know how to do this, and we will talk tomorrow. If you get home, you didn't have enough time to work on this, and you ask your parents and they can't help you, then we will talk tomorrow. But the sub will let me know whether or not you had time to work on it in class and whether or not you asked questions. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.